a vilified royal mistress to the woman who will now shape the future of the monarchy, Camilla Parker Bowles.
The palace had survived scandals, betrayals, whispered feuds, and generations of carefully guarded secrets. But nothing prepared insiders for the moment a man known for 15 years of silence suddenly stopped looking away. And when he did, the entire royal household began to tremble. For years, Sir Timothy Lawrence had built a reputation as the one royal figure who never chased attention, never fed rumors, never stepped into public battles. While others dominated headlines, he remained in the background, watching, listening, and saying almost nothing. That was precisely why palace observers became alarmed when whispers started spreading that Timothy had quietly begun asking questions nobody wanted answered. Questions about old records, questions about forgotten files, questions about events many believed had disappeared forever. The timing was impossible to ignore. Behind the glittering public appearances, insiders claimed an invisible war was unfolding inside royal circles. Strange conversations suddenly stopped when certain names entered rooms. Longtime staff members reportedly became nervous. Some appeared unwilling to discuss events from years earlier. Others seemed desperate to change the subject whenever old controversies resurfaced. Coincidence, or something much bigger? According to palace whispers, everything changed when Timothy allegedly came across materials buried deep inside royal archives. At first glance, they looked ordinary, just boxes, old papers, forgotten records collecting dust. But the deeper he looked, the stranger things became. Missing pages, damaged documents, dates that appeared inconsistent, gaps where information should have existed. Small details on their own meant nothing. Together, they painted a picture that refused to leave his mind. What exactly had happened all those years ago? And why did it seem like so many people wanted those answers buried? Those questions reportedly followed Timothy everywhere. The mystery only deepened when unusual tensions allegedly began surfacing around him. Conversations became colder. Certain faces appeared unusually concerned whenever his name came up. Even routine palace gatherings reportedly felt different, as if everyone knew something, as if nobody wanted to be the first person to say it aloud. But if there was one thing Timothy had learned during decades of service, it was that silence often reveals more than words. And silence was everywhere. The deeper he looked, the more disturbing the pattern appeared. One missing document could be an accident, two could be carelessness. But repeated inconsistencies, repeated gaps, repeated attempts to redirect attention, that felt different. Very different. Meanwhile, rumors suggested powerful figures inside royal circles were becoming increasingly nervous. Not because of what Timothy had already found, but because of what he might find next. That possibility reportedly transformed private concern into outright panic. Suddenly, old alliances looked unstable. Old loyalties looked uncertain, and old rivalries appeared ready to explode. Then came another twist. Sources close to royal gossip circles claimed Timothy wasn't working entirely alone. Certain senior figures were allegedly paying close attention to the same questions. Questions about truth, questions about loyalty, questions about whether the monarchy's future could survive if uncomfortable secrets remained hidden forever. Nobody knew who could be trusted. Nobody knew who already knew the truth, and nobody knew what might happen if the entire story ever became public. Inside palace walls, every glance felt loaded, every silence felt suspicious, every meeting felt important. The atmosphere reportedly became so tense that even ordinary interactions started attracting speculation. A brief conversation in a corridor became a clue. A cancelled appearance became a clue. A delayed response became a clue. The mystery was growing larger by the day, and somewhere in the middle of it all stood Timothy Lawrence. Calm, patient, watching, waiting. Because if the rumors were true, then this wasn't simply about old files or forgotten history anymore. It was becoming a battle over reputation, legacy, and power itself. And according to the whispers spreading through royal circles, the most explosive revelation had not even surfaced yet. A hidden piece of evidence was allegedly waiting in the shadows. Something from the past. Something nobody expected. Something that could change everything. The tension inside royal circles reportedly reached a breaking point. What had begun as quiet whispers behind closed doors was now evolving into something far more dangerous. The deeper the mystery grew, the harder it became for anyone to pretend that nothing was happening. Insiders allegedly described an atmosphere where every public appearance carried hidden meaning. A smile seemed rehearsed. A handshake looked calculated. Even ordinary photographs became fuel for endless speculation. The public saw elegance, tradition, and ceremony. But behind the scenes, according to palace gossip, powerful figures were carefully positioning themselves for whatever came next. Timothy remained at the center of the storm. The remarkable thing was not what he said, it was what he refused to say. His silence became more powerful than any statement. Reporters searched for clues, commentators debated theories. Royal watchers dissected every appearance frame by frame, yet Timothy offered nothing. No dramatic interview, no public accusation, no emotional confrontation, just silence. And somehow that silence made the rumors grow louder. At the same time, questions surrounding old royal disputes continued spreading through elite circles. Why were certain historical events suddenly being discussed again? Why were longtime palace observers revisiting stories many assumed had already been settled? And why did some senior figures appear increasingly uncomfortable whenever those discussions surfaced? Nobody seemed willing to provide direct answers. That vacuum created an avalanche of speculation. Some believed the mystery involved forgotten records. Others suspected it centered on personal rivalries stretching back decades. More dramatic theories claimed a major revelation was waiting for the perfect moment to emerge. Whether any of it was true hardly mattered anymore. Perception was becoming reality. As weeks passed, observers noticed something even more intriguing. Several key royal figures appeared unusually united despite past tensions and differences. Publicly, everything remained calm. Official schedules continued, ceremonies continued, smiles continued. But beneath the surface, many believed a quiet realignment was taking place. A preparation, a calculation, a strategy. And then came the moment that truly captured public attention. Not a speech, not an announcement, not a press conference, a look. During a highly watched royal event, cameras captured a brief exchange between senior family members. It lasted only seconds, yet those few seconds generated thousands of headlines and endless analysis. Social media exploded with theories. Commentators argued over hidden meanings. Supporters of every side claimed the moment validated their suspicions. Was it proof of conflict? Proof of reconciliation? Or proof of absolutely nothing? The uncertainty only deepened the fascination. Meanwhile, Timothy reportedly continued moving forward with the calm determination that had defined his entire public life. Those close to royal affairs suggested he understood something many others did not. Scandals eventually fade, headlines eventually disappear, but history has a way of resurfacing when people least expect it. That idea seemed to haunt everyone involved, because what if the real story was still hidden? What if the pieces everyone believed were missing had not disappeared at all? What if somebody, somewhere, had quietly preserved the truth? Those questions lingered like shadows over every royal conversation. By now, the issue had become larger than any single person, larger than any rumor, larger than any feud. It had transformed into a struggle over legacy itself. Who would control the narrative? Who would define the past? And who would ultimately shape the future of the monarchy? No one knew. Perhaps that was the most unsettling part. Even as public attention intensified, definitive answers remained frustratingly out of reach. Every clue generated new questions. Every revelation opened another mystery. Every attempt to solve the puzzle only exposed additional layers beneath it, and so the story refused to end. Somewhere behind palace walls, conversations were still happening, decisions were still being made, loyalties were still being tested. The battle between reputation, memory, and perception continued unfolding beyond public view. For now, the world was left watching, waiting, wondering, because if royal history has taught observers anything, it is that the most dramatic chapter is often the one nobody sees coming. And according to the whispers still circulating through palace circles, this story may not be over yet.